Okay, to configure the Support Team Assistant before you can start using it, it's designed to work with pretty much any email system. First, while it's running, we want to right-click on the icon and select Settings. And as I said, it's designed to work with all the major email services. You can even use your own SMTP server if you like. These buttons are quick settings, so if you click on them, it automatically changes the settings to match those services. For this example, we're going to use Google because it does take just a little bit of extra effort, whereas with 365 you can just use your normal login. Mailgun generates a login for you, or you can customize it, but Google is just a little different. You can't just use your normal email and password. You actually have to generate what's called an application password in order to use it. So we're going to go through that process. First, you need to visit this specific URL. It's myaccount.google.com/app passwords, and I'll leave a link in the description to make it simpler for you. You do have to sign in with a Google account that has two-factor authentication enabled. That is a prerequisite. And I've already done the two-factor on this computer, so I don't have to do it again. But once you sign in to a Google account that you can just create like a generic one like I just did with the DTech Help Desk one, you have to turn on two-factor authentication in the Google My Account, and once that's done, you go to the URL that I provided, and what you can do is create one. You can see I've already created one. Once you create it though, you can't see the password after that. All you can do is delete it and recreate it. So we're going to go ahead and create a test app one here. I'll show you the process. And we hit create, and this is the one and only time it will provide the password. You have no other way of getting it again, so you need to either write it down or copy and paste it into like a text file or something like that. Okay, I'm going to delete it so no one tries reusing that. But what I would do, once I have that created, I would input that in here for my password. You cannot use the normal password that you use to sign in with that account because it's tied to the two-factor. An application password is not. It does not require the app to use two-factor to authenticate to it. So that's why I would suggest doing that. And then you would save it, and that is how you configure it. I forgot to mention some of the optional settings in here too. The send as is what will show up as the sender, the friendly name of the sender when you receive the email. So if you're just sending it to like your actual inbox, it'll show up as coming from the IT help desk. You don't have to put anything in there. If you don't, it just uses this. It'll show up as this will be the sender. And then the customer ID can be used in a couple different ways. You can leave it blank, and the subject line of the email that comes in will just say support request from, and it'll automatically put in the username and the computer name. But if you put something in here, you could use it as the department, or if you have multiple sites, you can put in the site name, or if you're an MSP, you can put in the customer's name there. So if you have Joe's Crab Shack as one of your customers or whatever, you could put in Joe's Crab Shack here, and then when they submit tickets to your help desk, you could be using like a centralized help desk like Spiceworks or something, it'll actually say Joe's Crab Shack support request from the username on computer such and such. So that's why we have these extra fields here that you can use to try to make it a little bit easier to sort through your tickets. So that should cover all the settings.